Well, it's the end of the day on Friday, and we are done working, but I'll be back out here tomorrow to turn on the pump once it's filled up. But we got a water truck out here today, and he's able to fill up the pond for us so it doesn't take 10 weeks with a hose. So this is what we got so far. We got the water line coming in from the truck. We got the finished out intake bay. It was dry enough we were able to grade out all that soil. Make it look nice again for the customer. Not quite graded out as good as it was when I got here. It's a little clumpy, but it's the best I can do with how that stuff's still so wet that you can make mud pies with it. But we were able to spread it out. This is what it looks like so far. Got the water coming in. It's been running for about 3 hours. And it looks like it's just barely coming in. We just started doing that, so it's reached the edge of the liner, so it's starting to fill up in here too. Got everything all filled up. We got our dosers installed. Well, they're buried. We don't have any electrical for them. That's what that's for. This is our sump for the excess water that was in the ground. There's that culvert pipe underneath here, and it was actually really good water, and so I actually plumbed it into the intake bay. After about day 3, that water coming out of there was nice and crystal clear, and if we got to get the water out from underneath it, we might as well throw it in this pond. It's not enough water that's going to really affect the water chemistry on it. In a smaller system, I wouldn't necessarily do that because it's hard to control the water chemistry. But with this, there's 150 to 200,000 gallons of water in here. It's not going to matter much. So that's in there, drains in there. I screwed this skimmer lid down. They got 8 kids. Some of them are very little, and I don't want them going down in that culvert because it's about 6 feet deep. So that's safe for them. Ended up moving the aeration system around a little bit, kind of centered it out in the pond. Can't really tell. I don't know if you can on video or not, but. And we also worked on some water circulation. Now, having a jet system on here would be much better, but it wasn't in the cards on this one. There's some very large power heads. They're about 3/4 horse each. There's 2 of them underneath here. They will help move the water around this pond. And then there's a 3rd one right out, it's right there, but it's at the bottom of the pond. And so as you can see, this stuff is moving with just one of those circulators going. That thing's moving, that thing's moving. I'm not moving the phone. And so it's actually pulling this whole pond in a circle with just one of those circulators. So they're quite powerful. And if you got a big project and you're not worried about the electricity being in the pond, they're a pretty good option. I'm impressed with them. So back here, we got it all graded off, cleaned up. This area looks better than when we started. All of our lines are underneath here. Got the pathway put back together. And then we come in the pond where this gravel is. And so we kind of beached it up, hid the pipes coming over the liner. And both of those will discharge right there. This is a temporary setup. This whole intake bay and process are the first steps of this filtration upgrade. Those discharge pipes are kind of temporarily set up there. This whole intake bay was built and designed to run a 25 by 50 wetland filter. And so we started with the intake bay. He's going to get this stuff put back together for the summer and be able to use it. And then sometime in the future, we will do the wetland filter. And so those two lines will be pulled back up, and then we'll run it into a wetland filter in some spot over here on this side of the pond. They cut out an area over here not too long ago, and they're going to set up like a camping area, fire pit stuff. This area may or may not become the wetland filter. It's got to fit somewhere over here, so it's a big rock we're going to have to move eventually, but that's the whole plan with this system. But I'm going to come out here tomorrow morning, and we don't have electrical to the two new pumps, but we will be able to turn on the existing one that's here and get the waterfall running again, and getting the intake bay functioning about a third. So each one of those pumps is about the same. So it'll use about a third of the suction, but eventually it will have. So that's kind of the overview of what we got. It's kind of anticlimactic because it's not full and running yet, but we will see it tomorrow. So I'm out of here, and I will see you guys tomorrow.